was it John Lennon said? Imagine there's no borders. Imagine there's no fences with signs that say keep out. What's your week going to be like anyway? Well, I've drawn up a chart here. It's a very energetic chart. There's a lot of angriness going on here. By and large, a lot of this is due to Mars, which is moving up here, and it's going to oppose Pluto. So here's a policeman, here's a young person, and a young man, and you know, it's going to get energetic because Uranus is there and Pluto is there, and well, I got so many notes over here to myself to tell you about and share that I don't know where to start. But basically, these two big planets are going to slow down and stop. Uranus is slowing down on the 26th and Saturn on the 2nd of August. And, you know, these two are going to make a big fuss here towards the end of the month. But, you know, let's get back to where you're at. There is a new moon coming up for you here on July 15th at 23 Cancer. Now this one is going to set off the USA chart, the Mercury-Pluto opposition. And a lot of people are going to speak out. And there's a lot of new wisdom around. I'll tell you, the thing about all these guns is, even in the Old West they had a lot of guns, you know. What most towns did is they had to outlaw concealable handguns. You could carry a long gun around, that's what we need to do, but not a short gun that you could conceal. And when they started to do that, people invented derringers, and the ladies had tiny pistols in their pockets. They outlawed all of that. You couldn't carry a concealed pistol into a town in the Old West. You should be that way on our island. Anyway, Mars is going to come along here and light some fires, and towards the end of the week it's in square to Uranus, and it's opposing Pluto, and there's going to be some action. Let's see how it goes day by day. We're going to run the moon around this planetary pattern, and as it makes angles to the various bodies, the people, the actors on the stage, it generates the mood of the times for you. This is a general thing now. This is not your chart. This is kind of for everybody. You could be a little bit earlier, a little bit later, but Thursday night, the moon's in Taurus. It's quite nice. It's coming up on a nice Neptune thing here, and a trine to Mars late Thursday night, early Friday morning. You're inspired to action, and Mars is inspired too. And that can be a little hazardous. He could get fanatical. My religion told me, blah, blah, look out. You know, but Friday morning, you could diffuse a lot of this stuff. And between breakfast and lunch, there's a trine to Pluto. And the gun issue, why can't you understand, folks? Handguns are dangerous. Policemen shoot themselves in the foot. The worst fear of a policeman is somebody's going to take my pistol and kill me. So take away the pistols. Let them carry shotguns. Let them carry AK-47s. Anything so you can see it. And that includes all these undercover cops that we have shooting people in Hawaii. Take away the handguns. Solve the problem. 80%. It's a new idea. No, it isn't. It's an old idea. Ben Franklin said, men must be taught as if they're not, and new things proposed as things forgot. Well, we forgot how to control pistols. We did it in the Old West. Yeah, and it was all about concealed pistols, wasn't it? So there's your epiphany about Pluto for Friday. Hope somebody takes that and runs with it. The middle of the day is pretty good for epiphanies and new discoveries on Friday. The moon in Taurus. But as you go to Friday night, here's a square to Jupiter. Too much. I ate too much. I'm trying to do too much. There's too much noise, too much laughing. There's a square to Venus Saturday morning. Everybody's trying to have a good time, but there's no sugar, there's no sweets. no sex. So this is not the Friday night's not the time to go looking for pleasure. You'll want it, but it ain't there, and you'll find out even more the hard way Saturday with the opposition to Saturn here between breakfast and lunch. Ran out of time, ran out of money. I'm hungover, I ate too much. I feel terrible. Saturday morning, the 11th of July. Ugh. Feel that way pretty much through Saturday. It gets a little woozy as you go into Saturday afternoon and evening, because here 2 a.m. in the morning Sunday is the opposite, or the square to Neptune, and so there's confusion here. So this really messes up your weekend. You'll see right away Saturday morning there's no peace, no quiet, you can't stay in bed. No money, no time, confusion, delusion. Late Saturday, you'll be going through it till Sunday even. Monday, it changes. Monday morning, here's a nice sextile to Uranus. Common sense prevails, Aquarian values. Here's a sextile to Jupiter. Wise people, sudden wisdom and natural knowing. And Venus, love, pleasure, fun. It's on Monday. Yeah, not on the weekend. So take some flowers into work. You'll enjoy work Monday. You'll just enjoy being around people Monday. It's quite a nice day. And don't let your guard down though, because Monday night, after dinner, the moon goes into Cancer. And that's where the SHIT kind of hits the fan, because here's the new moon in Cancer. It's Wednesday in the middle of the day, or in the morning. And this is the one that squares old Uranus, which is shaking and electrically zapping and making us feel all alone and weird and a little bit skitsy. Yeah. And Mars. Oh boy. Oops, excuse me. It's going to start with inspiration. That's what scares me. Here's a trine to Neptune. Oh, put some gasoline on the fire. And then you get the Mars opposing Pluto, a fire you can't control. So, it's like everybody's getting sucked into here with delusions. Oh, there's lots of oil and gas. We're going to be first in the world. Get it out. Hey, there ain't no more after they take it out. What about your grandchildren? It's delusion by these oil companies and these drug companies and these pharmaceutical companies and these pesticides and Roundups. And okay, go out and use some Roundup. Geez. But you're going to find out here there's going to be some fires and there's going to be some angriness and there's going to be a fight. And this is a likely time when a lot of people are going to go after Pluto. Not a time to be a policeman. Not a time to have a gun, a handgun anywhere, because Mars is likely to take it this time. Happens suddenly, your Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to be riveted. Of course, that's like regular stuff these days in our country, isn't it? There's a shooting, there's a manhunt, there's 1,000 officers out looking for 2 Neptune characters, slippery little fish in New York. But this is sudden, and this is different, and this is angry. So, treat people like your brothers and sisters on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and don't buy into the road rage. There's a new moon Wednesday in the middle of the day, and it's all against this stuff. Take away the handguns. The police don't need the handguns. Nobody wants these handguns. Can't hit anything with them. I was on the pistol team in the Army. It's a stupid weapon. Get serious. Get sober. You get real sober here late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, with the moon trining Saturn. Maybe he's right. We don't need these handguns. They're easy to outlaw. Our country didn't start with handguns. Nobody ever thought police would carry guns around. No. Anyway, Thursday the moon goes into Leo. Calms down, starts getting happier. Through Friday, the moon's still in Leo. It's headed towards the Jupiter trining Uranus. And here's, Friday night, you'll feel the zap and the wisdom and the laughing. And this is the real party time. This is when love and brotherhood and stuff comes on sweet. It's Friday, the 17th of July. And Saturday, the 18th of July, it doesn't halt until you get the square to Saturn, which is about dinner time, Saturday night, the 18th. The moon slips into Virgo. It gets slower and colder, yeah. Kind of stays that way. Problems with liquids on Sunday, the 19th. You know, and priest, artists, doctors. Boy, sometimes the BS is so thick you need hip boots. You'll figure out a lot of it Sunday night. There's a trine to Pluto, due diligence and discovery. What did that guy say? I don't believe he said that. Whoa. Okay, let me see if I can unscramble this stuff a little bit for you. Kind of groups itself into a bunch of stuff happening at the end of July and a few things happening very soon. Very soon, the main thing is here on the 9th, which is your Thursday. If you're on a Thursday night show, Mars opposed the full moon point, and you've already had hot things, sharp things, anger, fires, stuff going on there. That's the first real date we've got down. Then up ahead a little bit, in the middle of July, we've got the new moon on July 15th at 23 Cancer. Now that one, 23 Cancer, squares Uranus at 20 Aries. So now we have a new moon squaring the planet Uranus. And we have Uranus slowing down and going retrograde, yes, uh-oh, at 21 Aries. That happens at 26. There's the end of the month shaking, huh? So we're setting up for it here. We got the lunation. We got the full moon squaring Uranus, irritating. Power went out. The cable companies are ripping us off. The electric companies, Helco, my God. Eek. So we got a lot of Uranus stuff going on here that nobody's going to like too much because the full moon squared Uranus. And a lot of that shaking tends to come out, yes, around the 15th and the 14th. Actually, I have down here when the moon goes by and hits Mars and Mercury, and they both oppose the full moon at 10 degrees. And so, and on top of that, Mercury here on the 13th, the day before, opposes that full moon. So that full moon, which happens July, where is it? The full moon, yeah, happened July 1st. Means the whole month of July is real sensitive to 10 degrees of Capricorn. Very close to Pluto. Guns and police and stuff, yeah. So, I'm getting confused here, but upshot is, in the middle of July, we got all this action, okay? And it's going to get real sharp around the 14th, 15th. And policemen will be attacked, and they need to take care of themselves. They're being used by the system, believe it or not. Yes, they're not the bad guys. So here at the end of the month, we had another set of things going on. And the trick is here that Uranus stops, and the whole world is shaking July 26th, okay? And it's stopping at 21 Aries and square to the new moon. So it's having lunacy. There's a lot of nutty things going on. And Uranus, of course, is famous for earthquakes. The really big ones, here's the bad guy, Saturn, huh? Which stops in the sky the 2nd of August. I mean, it's only 5-6 days apart. Uranus stops and shakes everything. Saturn kills by crushing. Big walls come down, buildings come down. You know, they used to take and put a door on the witch and pile rocks on her to her and the door until she expired. A slow crushing. Anyway, Saturn's stationing is very scary because you got to go dig people out of all the rubble of what happened with the earthquake. And hence my concerns that the end of July, 1st of August, this Saturn thing is going to become very important, and Uranus and Saturn both stationing, both stopping in the sky. Uranus shaking, Saturn worrying and frightening and getting stuck. These are real bad guys, you know. And okay, so you got the idea. You got two hot spots here in the month of July.